Hey guys, welcome everyone to our first episode of the HR Survival Guides. I'm Saurav. I'm joined here by my colleague Ilham, and we're really excited to take you through this session today. So we'll give it a couple of minutes for more people to join. So this is the first time we're running the HR Survival Guide episode. So apologies if there are any technical issues. So I'm going to start off by sharing my screen first. So Ilham, Karan, let me know if you guys are able to see my screen. Sorry, I was probably sharing the wrong desktop there. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's do this. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now I want to make sure I'm able to see the Zoom uh chat. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right, guys. So yeah, excellent. Welcome everyone. I think we can probably get started. So this session is really a power-packed session. What we want to do is give you as much insights as possible in these 30 minutes. I know you guys are all super busy. So just kicking it off. So why are we running this HR survival guide program? We know that HR is super hard. It's extremely challenging. You're facing all the pressures of an organization, and we believe that there's some exciting new technologies, tools like AI out there that can really help you save a lot of time um, and get you to do what you love doing most, which is engaging with the people, building those people strategies while using these tools to save a lot of time and automate some of the stuff you do. So this is why we're kicking off this series. Our plan is to have these episodes fortnightly and come up with and focus on specific themes. And processes that you encounter day to day. So we really want to help you save a lot of time. Uh, I'm the founder of 5 Minutes. I've been in HR tech space for some time. My previous company is a company called Perkbox, which you may be familiar with, employee benefits and perks, which now serves over 5,000 companies in the UK and reaches about 2 million employees. And a lot of the stuff that we're going to share with you in the HR survival guides is just to bring through some of the learnings me and my team had while building Perkbox in terms of the challenges we saw HR teams facing, and also share with you some insider hacks that we built at Perkbox, and now we are building at 5 Minutes to again save you time to help you do the what you love doing the most. So our topic for the first episode, as you can see on the screen, is to use AI to convert survey data into actionable insights, and also to help use AI to create really awesome surveys. So that's the topic of the first session. I am joined by my colleague Ilham, who's a partnerships manager at 5 Minutes, but actually she's our in-house AI guru as well. So we've been using for about AI for 4 years at 5 Minutes before anyone um, had heard of ChatGPT from GPT-2 days, and Ilham has actually been pioneering a lot of that work. So really excited that Ilham can share her insider hacks. I hope you keep it inside the HR community because some of these are our secrets. Do you have, if you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to pop them in the chat. Anything we're missing, and any feedback whatsoever. So without much further ado, we'll get into the details. Let me go quickly. So we talked about the intros, why we're doing this. Next 2-3 minutes, we'll talk about what are the challenges we see in the world of employee surveys. Then I'll hand over to Ilham to take you through live examples, live prompting around how to create surveys using custom GPTs and a range of different prompts. And then we'll open it up for a quick wrap up and Q&A. Again, the session is really power packed because I know you're very busy. So we just didn't want to take too much of your time and give you as much value as we could and actionable uh, output we could in this short 30 minutes. So let's go into the details. So the current reality of employee surveys is that it's not it's from an employee engagement standpoint, it's so critical. But the current reality is that 80%, 87% of surveys don't necessarily lead to action. There's a huge amount of time spent in analyzing these surveys. And then there's a constant battle in terms of employee participation, perhaps linked to the fact that the survey results don't get action. So if the survey results are not getting action, then perhaps the employee participation reduces as a result as well. So the result, a lot of the organizations are stuck in that survey, analyze, and forget cycle. So in terms of traditional surveys, I think some of the things that are broken are, first of all, it takes perhaps more time than it should to design these surveys. Then once you have the results from these surveys, there's thousands and thousands of responses if you look at it at a granular level. So it's a lot of time spent analyzing these responses. Then you get survey level themes that perhaps don't drive granular action. And then it's not, we don't always give the right information to the right stakeholders packaged in the right way. So as a result, a lot of information sits in reports, which may not be actionable, not getting to the right person. So where we believe AI can change the game is, first of all, using smart question design, using some of the tools that we'll share with you. You can actually have really relevant questions based on your organization, based on your needs. You can then take those responses and convert them into key themes, literally in minutes. Go a level further in that, you can actually get granular insights that are stakeholder specific. These could be the team managers, these could be the VPs across different teams or regions, and then also create toolkits for managers who can perhaps then use these surveys and then action that in their own team. Now, typically, this would take weeks and weeks for HR teams to do. Perhaps multiple HR people will be involved, but hopefully you will see from some of the things that we're going to share with you that this can actually be done in minutes, if not hours, or at least some of it. So that's what we're going to cover. And so what you're going to get out of today is some ideas on how to design surveys quickly, which drive towards organizational goals and performance, analyze thousands of responses, and then create analytics using AIs that can actually drive meaningful insights and action. So that was my quick overview. And I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Ilham, to run you through specifics. Again, please keep popping things in the chat. Any questions, we're keeping an eye on it. And it's over to you, Ilham.
Yeah, so hi everyone. Great to have you here today. So we've been talking about the power of AI in HR. Now I'm really excited to show you exactly how you can use this and create some practical magic. So I'll be walking you through two powerful ways you can use AI. I'll be using Claude today, but there are other tools such as ChatGPT, Gemini to get deep insights from your employee surveys. So what I'm covering is sentiment analysis and then historical analysis. Then I'm going to show you how you can communicate this data in board meetings to department managers. So I'll demo how we can take a standard employee survey data sheet like this one here. You can see it's just rows of comments and data like this, and then transform it into this dynamic dashboard, which you are seeing here. I hope you guys can see my screen. Were you able to see the dashboard?
Yeah, Ilham, maybe you zoom in a little bit more when you're showing the forms and all that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, sure.
So whatever you can do, zoom in a bit more.
Yeah, let me just zoom in a bit more. So first up is sentiment analysis. Understanding the overall feeling or attitude expressed in a survey is super crucial. Are employees generally positive? Are they experiencing any concerns about anything? So Claude is fantastic for this. Let me walk you through it. So we took responses from a 2025 employee survey, which I just showed you previously. And these 100 rows we used Claude to analyze, and this is the prompt that we used. So we gave it a role, you're a people analytics assistant. We gave it a goal as well, so score sentiment on every comment and tag it with a follow-up. This is super important because not only are we analyzing data, we're coming up with actions and next steps with it as well. And then I gave it the steps that I wanted to analyze it in. For each comment, assign sentiment, assign workflow tags. Do I need to celebrate this? Do I need to escalate this? Is it very urgent? and then rules as well. So, prompts work best when there's parameters around it, so you get exactly what you're looking for. So this is a really great prompt that you can use, you can tweak. So Claude has taken this prompt essentially, and it gives us this breakdown. So let me show you the
Sorry, can I ask you a question there? Can you go back to the prompt?
Mhm.
And if you could zoom in again into this, so zoom in, maybe you come on plus or whatever. And let me ask you this. So a lot of times when we are prompting, like when I prompt, I'll just throw in like a free form text and say, hey, I'm gonna upload this, do that. Why looks much more structured than any of the prompts, perhaps I would do or perhaps members of the audience would do. Could you explain the rationale behind the structure? And I assume that this is the same structural model that you would use, whether it's Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini, right? Can you just help us understand how did you think about this prompt and how did you create this in this structure?
Mhm. So what I do when I'm thinking about prompts, especially when it comes with a large data set, is I can give it the ability to run wild, run free, but then I won't get the role and the goal that I'm looking for. So I need Claude to play a role here. It needs to be a people analytics assistant. It needs to be thinking with that HR lens. And then the goal, what do I want the analysis to achieve? So once you give the role and the goal, it becomes much more clearer to Claude what it needs to zoom into and what thinking hat it needs to put on essentially. Then the steps is more so the structure. How do I want the feedback delivered to me? So I want it with escalation tags. I want it to have actual qualitative feedback inside the response as well, not just the tags and not just the quantitative side of things, and then the rules as well. So I want to share this with managers. I want it to be anonymized. I need it to redact personal names. I want it
Mhm.
to have all these other rules as well, recommendations. I want it to actually have some sort of rules or parameters so it doesn't go crazy and it has a very concentrated answer. So that's my thinking behind it. So role and goal is really important. Steps is there for the structure and rules so it doesn't like have very wild responses essentially.
And one more question, sorry, because again, with this prompt that you have created, how does it depend on the prompt, on the survey responses? So if you pull up that survey response file, because again, the survey responses will depend on the question. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Does that matter, the response spreadsheet, how it's laid out? Does that impact the prompt at all? Does one need to change the prompt based on the survey response sheet?
Yeah, I would say, of course. So you would need to change the sort of structure that you're aiming for, depending on what roles and like what fields that you have in your original data set. Because let's say, for example, you don't have a recognition tab here, then it won't be able to pull it here. So it's important to align the steps and the format to the format of your survey as well.
Okay, okay, that's a big takeaway for me because again, like I know we're going to cover designing surveys later, but depending on the survey, you can adapt this. But I think what we have here is a very, very good course structure, which can be easily adapted.
Yeah, exactly. And it can be personalized. You can add more fields here depending on what your survey looks like. But essentially, this is the framework and the foundation behind it. Role, goal, what you want your answers to look like, and then any rules that it needs to follow. Awesome. So now that we have the prompt in place, let's look at the answer it came up with. So we use Claude here, and here you can see it's given me an answer in the table format that I requested. I can see the different departments, I can see the sentiment behind each department, I can see the workflow. So here I've got an actual action point that I need to do. So for sales, for this point, I need to escalate to the manager. I need to celebrate this. It gives me a breakdown per department, per sentiment, and action plan as well. And then at the end, it gives me it by department as well. So one sentence recommendation, so I can really brainstorm with Claude here on what I could do next. So I'm not alone, I have a thinking partner with me to give me the right recommendations. Again, this is done with just one prompt. It's given me such a detailed answer that I can then go on and have any escalations, any next steps. I've got this thinking partner and this analysis to back me. So yeah, this is what it's produced. Now, here's where it gets really, really cool. So of course, I've got this visualization here. Now, Claude can actually output something called artifacts, which are structured data based on its analysis. For sentiment, it can actually give us counts or percentages of what's been positive, what's been negative. So here, very simple prompt. Can you create charts or visuals that would enable me to effectively show this data in a board meeting? And voila, just by asking Claude, it's given me this very dynamic artifact where I see the survey respondents, the action items, the positive feedback. It's broken down into a pie chart, which I can then go ahead and add to my board meeting, any decks. It's given me the critical priorities and also department by department analysis. Again, this is very dynamic. Just from one prompt, can you create charts or visuals? It's given me this. An executive summary table as well, departments requiring immediate attention. Again, I can share this very easily in just a few seconds and add this to my decks, and then also create manager packs as well, which I'll touch upon in the later side. But yeah, manager
So,
follow-ups.
sorry to interrupt, one question here. So, from what I recollect, we have to enable artifacts in Claude settings, right? So, for those who are using artifacts, is it correct that you have to go to Claude settings and enable artifacts and it's not out of the box? At least that's how it used to be. I don't know if things have changed now.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Perhaps here I just asked it to create visuals and
Okay,
automatically did that in a separate window. But perhaps there is a setting that you can turn on and off. But Claude is pretty simple to use and configure according to what you need.
great. And if we have to change the graphs, so in this case, you're just saying, hey, give me graphs based on the data, and it's done the best. Now, if you want to change these graphs and say, hey, I want to tweak this. I don't think this is accurate. I want this representation differently. Can you do that with artifacts as well? Or is it like once it's done once and that's it?
Oh, absolutely. So it's very malleable. So you can go ahead and say, I just want you to focus on immediate actions and give me visuals for immediate actions. It would refresh the entire thing and create a new artifact for you. But you can also visit the previous one. So it becomes like a historical thing. So I can tap into version one, but I can also create version two, version three, and consistently develop it depending on my feedback.
That's great. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I've actually gotten up to version 32 once with Claude when I was developing a test.
Wow.
Yeah, it really takes the feedback well. That's what I'll say.
Actually, one thing I'd recommend, I don't know if you guys have tried this, but that once you have this artifact, one iteration you can try is that you can actually upload your color palette and one of your slides. I know sometimes what happens that we want to have these slides and reports in our own templates. And so what you can do is upload your color template or a slide from your normal deck. It will actually pick up that color template and automatically generate this report artifact in your brand. So I just did that this morning. I was looking for a report and I wanted to put in our slide deck, but I didn't have too much time to do all the editing myself. So I have just uploaded one of our slides to feed the template and it automatically produced the report in that particular template. So that's kind of next level. If you want really the slides ready to go to present to your exec team and your key stakeholders.
Yeah, and sort of did you use Claude to create your slides this morning that you just
That's
shared
right, I
with me?
did.
So we love Claude for slides, for any visual representations. It's really, really great. Awesome. There's me revealing our secrets. So next up is historical data comparison. So one of the most powerful ways to use survey data is to track trends over time. Are things improving? Are there new issues emerging? How are different departments faring year over year? So with AI, this becomes much more manageable. So we have our 2025 survey data, and then I made a mock-up of 2024 data, and I use this to basically create an analysis over time. So let's look into the prompt here. Our initial prompt looks something like this. So as a HR analyst, again, the role, I need you to conduct a detailed historical comparison of our employee survey data. I will be providing you with two data sets, so I make sure to differentiate 2024, 2025, and then I give it the goal. Your primary objective is to analyze these data sets to identify and report on significant shifts in employee sentiment, key themes, and overall employee experience within each department between 2024 and 2025. So we're not just looking at overall trends, we're asking Claude to zoom into department shifts, which is incredibly insightful. But then it doesn't stop there. So let's say this analysis reveals that, okay, let me show you the analysis first. It is over here. So I've got the analysis. I've got I've actually recognized that a department needs immediate attention and action. Now, how do I communicate this to that department? I've identified this. Next step is communication. How can Claude help me tell that story to that department? So we can give Claude a follow-up prompt like this one. I need your help creating a shareable summary artifact from our 2025 employee survey data. This artifact should be specifically tailored for our marketing department, include data visualization elements to show the decline and key quotes. So this will then help me because Claude can help generate a draft of this. It can pull out key data points to create, for example, a table, a list, a bar graph that can be used to show that decline and what's changed over the years. So let's see what is created for this. I was very impressed with this actually. So let me show you version 1. This is what it showed me for version 1. It was really great. I mean, it gave like the key elements here, what the sort of differences are between 2024, 2025. I wanted to actually benchmark against the industry as well. So that's why I asked in my second reiteration. Then it gave, overall scores, proud to work, scores, job satisfaction, etc. Most concerning changes, it highlighted that, but I wanted a little bit more. So I asked, are there any other key metrics and other bar charts that you can add here? And it did the job super, super well. So let me show you what the analysis looks like. So bear in mind, it was a sheet just like this, and it's turned into this dynamic graph. So survey metrics comparison, it's shown me the scores, and it's also given me an average compared to the organizational average across different departments as well. So I can compare marketing to overall other departments as well. Performance profile, it's given me a spider chart. You can imagine me showing this or starting with this in a report to the department manager and how that can show the contrast really clearly. Risk assessment, so what's high risk, pride, satisfaction, what's low risk, recognition, they're doing that well. Key KPIs, score distribution, and again, so it's not just about AI being used to find stories, it's about using AI to tell that story as well through these visual elements that are really easily made with Claude now. So yeah, that's what I've done with this sheet to turn it into a dynamic graph that can be shared across the organization.
Yeah, I think just to add there, I love the visualization because when I was obviously on Perkbox, we had a lot of these reports coming, and it was just so much data, and there was so much textual context, and the attention spans of exec teams so short. It's
Mhm.
so important to convey the messages quickly and effectively, and obviously HR teams don't have time to create these visualizations, and they may not get help from other teams in the organization to create this. So the fact that they have almost got a assistant who can create these analyst quality,
Yeah.
consultant quality charts for them is very, very powerful at literally zero cost.
Yeah, and the most important part there is it's really easily shareable. So I can press publish, then I get a link that I can share in a Slack channel, a one-to-one, or just add into my board decks as well.
Yeah, exactly. So Ilham, I'm conscious of time here. We got 5 minutes. What else do you got to show from your end?
Over to you, sort of.
Okay. Ilham, do we want to show how to design surveys and we want to show the custom GPT that you built, or is that something we want to send an email?
Yeah, we can send it over email. I'm wary we've only got 5 minutes, but what we've done is we were looking at what HR people really struggle with. So of course it's survey analysis, but how do you
Hmm.
come up with the survey in the first place? So we've created a custom GPT where you can ask, hey, ChatGPT, I want you to create an exit survey, a DEI survey, and it will do that for you automatically and come up with the questions.
Hey, Ilham, I'd say we just put it up for 30 seconds, just so that people, when we show them how it works, when we send the link, they know it's all about, because I'm conscious that a lot of these people would not have perhaps dealt with custom GPTs and all that kind of stuff. So maybe just spend 10, 20 seconds on it.
Yeah.
Is that
While
okay?
I get that
Sorry.
up, sorry, while I get that up, sorry, did you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I think why don't we get some more questions in? So I think probably I can just pick up some of the questions that were asked earlier, which is that, why did we pick Claude? So I think, actually, I will let you answer that one because you've been playing with it. But what I would generally say is that this is not Claude specific, what we have shown you. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, these are the three big models, and they're doing equally good job. The key is to understand the prompt, the structure of the prompts, and then going through that iterative loop. Don't just take the first answer response you get. But ChatGPT also has the capability now to create those visuals and graphs. We like Claude. We've been using it for some time. We find it better for data analysis, but I'm pretty sure that ChatGPT, if that's the only one you can use, can also do a good job. We play around with all three. Ilham, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, just to add, so Claude is built by Anthropic and their
Hmm.
focus is really ethical AI and human-like responses. And I feel like in a HR context where language makes all the difference, I like to rely more on Claude as opposed to ChatGPT or Gemini.
Great. And I know, Ilham, are you ready to share, or shall I pick up a
Yeah.
couple of more questions?
Yeah, I am ready to share. So this is what our custom GPT looks like. So there's Chat GPT and
Great.
there's something called custom GPT. And custom GPT is basically what it says. So it's customized Chat GPT for a particular use case. So here we've got our 5 minutes AI smart survey generator. The purpose is to create a survey for you very quickly. So here I've given it instructions, create an exit survey. It's asked me, I think 5 or 6 questions to really own in on the goal of my survey, how long I want it to be. Once I give it the details, then it gives me the questions. So that solves for creating surveys and spending a lot less time on doing this as well for your particular use case. So I'll share the link for our survey generator. Feel free to test it out and give us feedback.
Yeah, so we will send you a link of the custom GPT and also the prompts that Ilham shared and the whole recording after our session. So by the end of the day today or early tomorrow, you'll have it all in your inbox. And you can play around with this custom GPT. It's not just for exit surveys, it's for any kind of survey. And the difference is that it's a prepackaged set of prompts inside the GPT. So we've already built the logic inside the custom GPT so that you can just answer the questions in normal human language, and then it'll give you the best survey that you can then just run with for your organization based on the questions you've answered. So again, just helping you design these surveys quickly. And obviously we've shown you how to do the analysis. So I think that's what we wanted to show you. So just a couple of quick ones from my side before we dive back into the Q&A side of things. So I'm gonna just share my screen here. Bear with me 1 second, quickly. So I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen. I'm looking and Zoom. Oh, here we go. Okay, great. So again, obviously, hopefully, these are the things that we helped you learn today: how to design surveys using custom GPT, analyze responses. A quick one on obviously on 5 minutes. So we are, for those who don't know us, we are next gen AI powered TikTok style training. Platform. Obviously, AI is embedded into our product and is a big enabler and allows us to do what we do much more efficiently and effectively. And obviously, for those who are keen to learn more about what we do, feel free to ping Ilham or myself. Our emails are just right here, ilham@5minutes.ai and Saurav@5minutes.ai. And we'd love to take you through what we're doing. Our next session is going to be with the ex-chief people officer at Perkbox and former head of HR at Royal Bank of Canada and CIBC, Mona Kiki. And next session, we're going to be talking about how can you use AI to supercharge performance reviews for your organization. So people who attended today, sign up for this session, will be automatically invited for the next one. Obviously, we will also send you the link in the follow-up emails that we sent across. Please feel free to share this if you found this session useful. please please do forward the invite for the second one to anyone you know who could benefit from it. Also, quick request, if you found this session useful, we'd love for you to share it on LinkedIn. It'll help us spread the word, and obviously it means a lot to us. It helps us build a startup like 5 minutes, build our brand. So if you found the session useful today, we'd be really appreciate if you could share it in your social network. So
Yeah.
that's
And
just 2 minutes
Saurav,
from. Go ahead, sorry.
Saurav, we had one question which I found really,
Oh,
really great. Is there a
yeah.
process in place to validate the accuracy of that data?
Yes, Ilham. So I'm just going to hand over to Q&A, but I'll just hand over to you. So Ilham, do you want to answer that question?
Yeah. So I think what I do to make sure that the data isn't hallucinated and it's picking up from the correct sort of moments is at the start, you can add in your prompt, do not hallucinate. Please stick very closely to the data that I've provided. After you get your data visualization, you can ask a follow-up question. Is this accurate? Have you hallucinated anything? Is anything missed? And this allows the AI to think about the response and have another look at the data and give you an accurate response as possible. So talking to AI like you would a child, for example, and double checking the homework it's giving you.
Yeah, and that's great. And I think what we're seeing now, each iteration that's coming out, they are, because it's trained on much better data, the hallucinations are reducing pretty dramatically. But at the same time, it's a very, very good shout to ask AI not to hallucinate and stick very closely to the data. So thank you for that. The other question we have is uh you know, we so sorry, I'm just missing that. So I think this was a question from James around how do you recommend adjusting the prompts for different types of surveys? Uh, we can we get AI to do that? Can we get AI to actually adjust the prompt? I know you came up with a prompt. Can AI also generate prompts?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can actually ask AI what would be the best response for what I'm trying to achieve, and then it can give you the prompt that you should be using. So you can ask, you can reiterate with AI and brainstorm with AI how to speak to it.
Great, guys. If are there any more questions from? If not, I think we've pretty much uh, you know, uh, covered. We are pretty much on time here. But again, if you have any questions, you have my email and Ilham's email. It's very simple. Our names at finance.ai. We'd be very happy to be your AI support. We love AI. We love playing with it, and we obviously love helping you guys out solve your challenges with the power of AI, knowing how busy you are. So again, thank you again for joining. Hopefully, we'll see you in a couple of weeks when we run the next session, focus kind of how AI can transform performance reviews. And again, we'll send you an email at the end of the day or early tomorrow. We are also building up an AI Academy for HR on 5 minutes. So that again we will share with you when it's ready, where we'll capture these insights and more, and so that we can make the most for you of what you can get out of AI. So thanks again very much, guys. Really appreciate your taking the time, and hopefully see you also very soon.
Take care. Bye bye.